Hey, how's it going? Welcome back to my channel. Happy New Year, happy 2023. This video I'm going to talk about what I want to read in January 2023. I hope all of you had an awesome New Year's Eve. I went to sort of like the central city in Auckland and I saw some really cool fireworks that came from like our tallest building, the Sky Tower. That was really cool. And pretty much after that I just had a nice relaxing New Year's Day. So far 2023 is going pretty good for me. So I hope that's the case for you too. As I said, this is my January TBR. I'm going to probably be finishing a lot of books in January, so some of them I actually started in December and some of them I will start in January, but I know I'll probably finish later in the year. Let's get started. I got 3 books here, 3, one, two, three, that I am starting in January. In fact, I've already started reading them, but I know I will not finish in January. I'll probably, 2 of these I will probably finish much later in the year. And the first one is Leo Tolstoy's, I don't know if you can see this, it's a beautiful cover. Leo Tolstoy's War and Peace. I'm doing this as part of a read along on Instagram, War and Peace 2023, Whiskey and Perseverance. I'm not into whiskey, but I am willing to persevere and get through this great big epic of a novel in 2023. So I've already started it. I started it on New Year's Day and I will continue reading it throughout the year. Second book I've started and that I will continue to read throughout the year is Les Miserables by Victor Hugo. As some of you may know, I actually started this last year in 2022, but I just put it aside and I just kept ignoring it, to be honest. I wanted to, start reading it again, but I was like, oh, no, I'll do it later. So I thought, January, first day of the year, I'm going to get it out of my bookcase and actually start reading it. So that is what I've done, and like with War and Peace, it's a chunky book, so it's probably going to take me a while to plow through this. And the third book I started is Charles Dickens' Nicholas Nickleby. This is his 3rd novel after the Pickwick Papers and Oliver Twist. I'm taking part in Katie from Books and Things Great Dickens read along, where she's reading all the books in order. So yeah, so I've started this. I'm not planning on finishing it in January, but I'm definitely hoping to finish it in February. So yeah, because this is also a bit of a chunky book as well. Not as bad as War and Peace and Les Mis, but it's still pretty long. It's over 700 pages. There's a couple of books that I've already started. I started in December and I'm hoping to finish in January. And the first one is Freya Stark's The Valley of the Assassins. This is a sort of travel book that was written in 1934 and has been republished by John Murray Press. And it follows Stark, who was, I think, one of the first European women to travel to the Middle East in modern times. I love the cover of this. I'm not quite sure if you can see the cover. And it just sounds really fascinating. And Freya Stark herself sounds like a really fascinating woman. So I started this in December and I'm hoping to finish it in January. The second book I'm hoping to finish in January is A Village in the Third Reich by Julia Boyd. I had previously read her book Travellers to the Third Reich, and so I really wanted to read this. I actually saw this in a bookstore, but fortunately I got it from my library, so it's cool. And I'm about a third into it, and it's basically chronicles the small village in the Bavarian Alps and how they responded to the coming and the rule of the Nazis. Another book related to Nazi Germany and also a non-fiction is Peter Walter's Darkness Falling, The Strange Death of the Weimar Republic, 1930 to 33. This is sort of about the years immediately before Hitler came to power and sort of the events that kind of helped him come into power. And so far it's actually quite interesting because it's mainly written through the profiles of various people. Yeah, I'm definitely hoping to finish this by January. In fact, I'm hoping to maybe finish this by the end of the week, so that would be cool. The third book I want to finish that I started in December is Paradise Lost by John Milton. This collection also includes his Paradise Regained. I'm not really going to focus on reading that. I just want to finish Paradise Lost. I think I remember Emma from Emmy Reads called this like Bible fan fiction, and she is so right. It's kind of like a retelling of the fall of humanity, you know, the Adam and Eve story and the snake, and I'm enjoying it so far, but as I said, it's quite heavy going, so I'm reading it quite slowly. That's why I didn't get to finish it in December. And the third category is books I've started and will finish in January. So the first one is Sylvia Plath's Mary Ventura in the Ninth Kingdom. It's a short story. I don't really know what it's about. I just saw it in a bookstore and it just looked really interesting. It says here on the back, Sylvia Plath's strange dark tale of independence over infanticide, written not long after she herself left home, grapples with mortality in motion. So that sounds quite intriguing, so I'm hoping to read that this month. The second book that I will start this month and hopefully finish this month is another travel book. It's Patrick Leigh Fermor? Is that how you pronounce his name? I'm sorry if I pronounced that wrong. A Time of Gifts. Sort of like Freya Stark, Patrick Leigh Fermor in 1933 set out to travel by foot through Europe, I think from Holland to Istanbul, and this is a chronicle of his journeys. I've got 3 other books I'm hoping to get through this month, and they are Mary Stewart's The Moon Spinners. This is a fiction book. It is a mystery. I'm not quite sure if it's a murder mystery, but it is a mystery. Basically, it is about this young woman who is on a walking holiday in Crete, and she discovers this injured Englishman, and then she goes, wanting to help him, she goes off to find his lost companion. And so I think this book is all about her journey to find him. The last book I'm hoping to read in January is God, A Human History by Reza Aslan, and this is obviously a non-fiction book. I don't really know if this looks at God per se. It's more like the history of religion, so the history of how we have interpreted, perceived and worshipped God. I read Aslan's book Zealot. Actually, I actually own it somewhere, and I really enjoyed it, so I'm really looking forward to reading this. That is my TBR for January. Actually going through it, I feel I've maybe bitten off a bit more than I can chew with my TBR, but I will be okay. I'll be okay. I will see you next video.